Convos Wrestling Edition.
Yeah, boy. That's what I'm talking about. It's good to see everybody. Thank you so much for your indulgence here. It's been a heck of a day. It's been a heck of a week, so I have to apologize. There was a little mishap on my part, and putting everything together. As you know, I've been going through a lot, so putting everything together, I inadvertently, in my mind, I thought that I had put the prediction show, and actually it's the actual Saturday night's main event, so I had to quickly correct that. So I don't know who all is going to be in here, but for those that are, thank you for being here with us for Saturday night's main event prediction show. I'm talking about A and B Convos Wrestling Edition.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
As you can see, I've got channel mascots at my doorstep with no kind of chill. Let me just get this out of the way. We'll do our other introduction, and then we're going to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you're the OGs, you already know. Let me introduce to you the most must-see wrestling review and live reaction channel mascots in all the land. If you're new, you're in for a treat. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I present to you the most must-see wrestling review and live reaction channel mascot in all the land. Coming in first is the original channel mascot, weighing in at 15 pounds. She's the Shih Tzu Terrier of terror, the one and only Bone Crusher. The other channel mascot, she's a mini golden doodle mix from parts unknown, weighing in at 31 pounds. I think she's actually lost, so she might be more like 33 at this point. I don't know. When we were away, she overate. She a little chunk, but she's been slimming down. I present to you Stella, the storyteller, Rose. They are the new age outdogs. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Woo!
Okay, that's literally 1 word.
I know, but the woo was funner. Suck it seems a little inappropriate.
Fair enough. All right, folks.
You want me to woo woo? Woo woo! See, now it's 2 words.
Let's go ahead and give the other introduction, and the most important one here, because he is a fellow coalition member. He is the owner of Big Gold. You know what I'm talking about. You know him. You love him. I'm talking about the one and only Marked by Wrestling Steven Sandridge. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, everybody.
Let me get that.
Good to see
you. Back up. Boom. There we go. How are you, sir?
I'm here, man. I am been taking it all in, thinking about this weekend and this card, and it's an interesting occasion. It's hard to believe, 2025 is almost over, which is crazy, which means Cena's career is almost over, which is crazy. And if you guys owe it to yourselves to go on WWE's YouTube page, and they posted this like locker room goodbye video to Cena, where everybody was just like holding up thank you Cena signs, and they went the full bore with it. Like everything from like cameraman Stu to Roman and Brock were in there, like, and it was like, and it wasn't like unreal kayfabe breaking. Like everybody kept maybe just a little bit of their gimmick in it, while still being respectful to Cena. It was really cute. Feels like I'm underselling it, but it was really sweet. Yeah,
that sounds like it will tear you up.
Yeah. I did get a little teary, actually.
Oh, don't be a punk, man. I was talking about girls. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, she doesn't respect the ass crime. But yeah, I said to Steven, I said, I'm going through a lot when this brings me to tears. Yeah, the music and everything, I'll show it to you when we're done. I said this is better than this entire retirement tour. Okay, that's how I felt about it.
Just had more consistent messaging through the whole thing.
It most certainly was.
And Dwayne wasn't. Dwayne and Travis Scott weren't in it. It was great.
No, and I think that's interesting. Now, I do want to ask the question before we get started. This is it. Now, he's not wrestling. This doesn't mean that we'll never see him in the WWE again. There's the Hall of Fame and, who knows what else. But this is it. My question to you, sir, and to everybody in the chat, because you mentioned his name, the people's champ, the great one, the Brahma Bull, Do we see Dwayne Johnson make an appearance at Saturday night's main event?
I'm going to say no. The best case scenario I can envision, speaking of big gold here, is thinking of the night after WrestleMania 24 when Flair, in my head canon, was when he retired. I don't acknowledge anything that came after that in his career, except for the one night he showed up in TNA and had the woo off with Jay Lethal. That was canon, but everything else wasn't. Is when the whole locker room emptied out and they brought out like the Four Horsemen and Ricky Steamboat, and like if Sting had been around, they would have brought him out too. Like they brought out everybody who was Flair important that they could get to come give him his flowers. If they do something like that to close the show, I could see Rock being there, because even when Flair did it, they ended the show, right? And then this was before the days of them showing post-show stuff on social media. But what they did for Flair was, after the show went off the air, Taker came out in full gimmick and did bow to him. And then Vince came out too and gave him, well, he was the last one. Yeah. So if they were to repeat history for that, for Cena, I could see Dwayne and Hunter being like the last two coming in. But I don't think they're going to do that, because Dwayne's got a Golden Globe nomination now. And like you mentioned, Hall of Fame, I wouldn't be surprised if closing out the show tonight, that night, maybe Hunter comes out and announces that he's headlining the Hall of Fame next year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's how you send him out, because that's a nice way to send him out, whether he wins or loses. But I just don't see. I think there's more opportunities now for him and Dwayne to cross paths on camera without it being storyline driven. Because I think I can't remember who said it, but like they've already locked him up on like one of those ambassador legend deals now. Yeah. So we'll see more Cena, just not wrestling. And so I think there's plenty of opportunity for them to, like, you know, have a little backstage bump into each other thing or something. So I don't, it's not as necessary for him to show up at this moment. And Dwayne's career is doing really well right now. I mean, like I said, he just got a Golden Globe nom for Smashing Machine. So good for him. So he's probably doing that press and stuff. I don't know, but you know, I reserve the right to be wrong. It happened that one time. So
that one time.
That one time. Did you want me to give a quick shout out to the members and the mods?
So we will give our quick shouts, and then we're going to just dig right in. Again, I apologize for messing up today's stream. So not a whole lot of people in here today, but those that are, thank you for joining us. Who do we got up here in the mod squad?
And for those who will be watching it back, we love you too. J.R. Dugan was first in line.
What's up, J.R. Dugan?
He was in there for show for first.
Let me go ahead and acknowledge him right here with the, if I can scroll down, my goodness. There we go.
Chris Wrestling Views is up
Chris
in
Wrestling
here.
Views. What is going on, my friend?
Sophie Dopey.
OG Triple OG.
The Mod Father.
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? Darcy Chatham.
Darcy Chatham in the building.
Let's see who else.
Is that all the mods and the members?
I'm looking. I'm getting down here. I think that is all the mods and the members that I see in the house right now.
We'll take it. Take it. All right. It should be a quiet night, and we should be able to get through this. We'll get you guys out of here and get some din. If it's not too late.
Get some din.
Might be too. What? Who doesn't? People say din.
To their children.
Get some din and call it a day. Let me go ahead and get some quick shouts. Stella, if you wouldn't mind just hopping down real quick, go sit over there. And let me see who I have in the building. We have last name, middle name. How are you, my friend? George Lewis is in the house. What up, George? Good to see you. Let me see. Oh, and at the 16-minute mark, my sisters, mwah.
Hey, sisters.
Love you very much. Thank y'all for being in here and showing that love and support. Who else do we have here? Let me see. Brandon King Carter is in the building. Brandon. We got Shamanica Williams. What up?
Hey, Shamanica.
And I'm going to also mention this because Sophie Dopey did make mention of this, and we did do a poll. earlier today. Forever Anthony. Yeah. What
Hey,
up, Anthony? And 55 degrees in Florida. Thank you, Sophie Dophie, for starting that off. Something I do like to do for the OGs. You already know, if you're new, welcome. Come on in, grab a seat. There's plenty of room for everybody. And we like to get to know you. We want to get to know you because we are family up in here. And the way that we do it is with an icebreaker that I like to ask. Where is everybody chatting from? And what is the current temperature where you are? If you happen to be international, what time is it where you are? Now, we're here in Los Angeles. We've been going through a little bit of a warming trend. Okay, today was in the 80s, low 80s.
Forgot to tell Los Angeles that it is December.
I acknowledge the warmer weather.
Ugh.
What is going on? So 55 degrees in Florida for Sophie Dophie. Aaron Teagle, what's going on, Aaron Teagle?
Hey,
Good to see you, my friend. It's snowing in Louisville, Kentucky.
Wow, George.
31 degrees. That's insane. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right, let me go ahead and see what we got here. Dulcie Chatham said it's 46 degrees in southern Mississippi.
Hey, Dulcie, okay.
Is that what you want? 146
yes,
degrees?
Yes.
146 degrees.
Over 80, yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Dulcie's not outside right now. It's late out there.
That's crazy. All right, so let me go ahead and throw this out here while you guys are doing it. So we did a poll, and let me give you the results. So the poll simply says, even though this is John Cena's final match, there are 4 total matches on the card. Which one are you secretly looking forward to? Got John Cena versus Gunther. Bayley versus NXT Soul Ruca. We also have the World Tag Team Championship. Leon Slater, Javon Evans. That boy is bouncy. Talking about going against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. And then, of course, we have the WWE champion, my son, my alleged supposed son, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, going against the ruler of NXT.
That's good.
Oba Femi.
Ooh.
So, I love doing that. Here's the poll results. I'm going to do a quick refresh. Just in case anything changed. Here are the poll results.
That's crazy.
Coming in at the bottom of the poll with 4% of the vote. Which match are you secretly looking forward to? That would be the World Tag Team Championship. 4%.
No, that's going to be such a good match.
4% of the vote. Coming in behind, right above that, Bayley versus Soul Ruca with 6% of the vote.
So Ruca is always fun to watch, but I still think the tag team will be better.
And then we've got Cody Rhodes and Oba Femi with 12% of the vote.
Wow. So it really went to Gunther and John Cena.
With 78% of the
Y'all
vote.
lying.
It doesn't surprise me.
I said
that's the match I voted for.
That's what you voted for?
This is what everybody said. Now, secretly, which one are you looking forward to?
I think the tag match is the one that I'm probably looking forward to. Well, it would be a toss between that and Oba Femi. I've never seen Oba Femi even come out on the main roster. I'm so excited for him to come out and do his walk and do his music on Saturday night main event. I'm hoping he really gets a pop and that they're ready to move him up. It will be interesting to see how he goes about not destroying Cody Rhodes because, he's just so massive and I don't know. So that'll be really interesting. So actually, to me, it's between those two. Like for me, with the John Cena stuff, I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know. Gunther, obviously he's going to tear. I also, the last match we saw Gunther in, he started taking it easy at the end and being all soft. And then I'm like, I don't know. Like because it is John Cena and I wonder if John Cena is going to be like, it's my last match. I want to go all in and give us what he gave us when he fought Cody again. I'm hoping that since it's his last match, he will do that. And then it will be a good match between. But I just, after seeing what I saw with with him and Brock. I just don't know how good this match is really going to be. And it's not a very fun match because I don't really care about Gunther like that. I think I would just be more excited if it was something more nostalgic. That's all.
Well, I tell you what, I'm torn between wearing my Cena shirt and my Imperium shirt. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That might also play into my predictions. The
We
match.
have to wear our Cena shirts. It's his last.
Maybe I'll wear the Ron Cena shirt. You never know.
Oh, good.
The match that I'm secretly looking forward to is actually Cody Rhodes versus Femi.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a sleeper match. I am really kind of excited about that. I think Oba is going to push Cody Rhodes more so than Cody would push Femi. I know Oba is excited to be in here with a vet like Cody Rhodes, the
yeah.
actual WWE champion. So you've got a champion versus a champion. I think it's going to be a banger match. One thing I will say is I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to leave the shenanigans for NXT. As you know, on NXT, there was a whole thing with Ricky Saints and Femi and the match he had with Javon Evans. I don't think Ricky Saints is going to come out and do any ruinings. Steven, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, and this is so like I voted for Cena Gunther in the poll because it's Cena's last match. It's like the last episode of a series you've been watching for 20 years, So, I mean that's what it is. I think every match is going to be good. I think they did a really good job of pairing up people from NXT in the main roster for having, just good matches, honestly. So I think each match is going to deliver in a way. But the thing that gave me a little bit of pause and not really like in terms of the poll, not voting for any of the matches is Cena. One of the very many interviews he's done in the past 7 days, like he's been on every media outlet, online, on TV, whatever. He used the phrase non-canonical when describing the undercard for this event, which is to say these are exhibition matches. So that's one thing I wanted to bring to attention because there was some misinformation online this week, which was WWE's fault. Whoever is in charge of the website announced something wrong. The tag match is not for the titles. They posted that on WWE.com, and then your SRSs of the world ran with that and posted it for 2 or 3 days, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh!" But they changed that real quick on the website. If you go back to the article, it now just lists them as the champions, and it's so there's no ongoing storytelling stakes for any of these matches. So like Oba, in theory, could totally Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, but that won't mean that when Oba comes back, they're going to remember it necessarily. You know what I mean? So I have a little bit of hesitation with my excitement for the future implications of what happens on Saturday in any of these matches. I think in a vacuum, all these matches are going to be really good. So I'm excited for Saturday. But so for that, all that to say, I don't know that I think the usage of NXT is precisely what John Cena has said it's going to be. It's a display, it's an exhibition, it's an opportunity for these specific talents, Javon Evans, Femi, and Ruca. I mean, also Leon Slater, but he's a TNA talent. He is the X Division champion. He's not an NXT talent. For them to get shine on the main roster as like a preview, a sampler platter, if you will, to be like, hey guys, this is what we have coming down the chamber after Cena retires. So keep watching. We're showing you, and honestly, you can make the argument. Those are the 3 most must-see talents on NXT right now. Javon Evans, Femi, and Ruca. Because they will always, and I mean, and I'm not throwing shade to anybody else who didn't make the card, but like all 3 of them always bring something special when you see any of their matches. And so it very much is a preview for that. So I've been really tossing back and forth on what I think. But anyway, I'm getting away from what you're asking, which I'm sorry about that. All that to say, I think this is a moment of exposure for them. I don't know that they're necessarily going to be bringing their storyline baggage with them into these matches. Although, if you're gonna do it, Ricky Saints is the perfect person to do it because he has real life attachments to Cody and real life beef I mean, he had more beef with Javon on Tuesday than he did with
Mhm.
Oba, but he
Mhm.
also just turned heel, which I think is the perfect thing for Ricky. But heel Ricky, face Cody, I don't know. That's a lot to digest on a Saturday night's main event that is meant for John Cena. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm not expecting too much drama outside of the Cena match. I'm just expecting good matches from everybody else. So that's not necessarily going to mean that we're going to get all clean finishes, but I don't think we're going to get any storyline advancement drama, especially on the NXT side, in front of that crowd. That's just where my head is at. Yeah,
that is fair. And as we've seen with an exhibition match in Rocky IV, it can turn deadly.
Oh,
So-
we could get an exhibition match with Oba and Cody, Apollo Creed and Drago style. Throw in the towel.
I'm just saying. You know.
I mean, like, I'm trying to understand why it's the first match because, like you said, it is supposed to. This is for Cena. This is his last match, and it's supposed to be about him. And if they're going to do anything for him after, why would you do that at the beginning of the show? Why
Well,
would he not close it out?
I saw that initially reported by Wrestling Observer, which is Meltzer and Alvarez, and I don't believe anything they ever say about WWE booking, because I don't think WWE respects them. So wherever they got that information, I think it's wrong. I think they're closing out that show. I don't believe that's the first match at all.
I'd have to think they have to. They would
I did
have
see
to.
that.
It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that would be, there's a lot of people who try to hot take their way into criticizing Triple H's booking this year. This would be the singular dumbest booking move you could do, to have an entire event that's designed to not only celebrate a 20-year veteran who's having his last match and lifting up and putting eyeballs on the next generation.
Yeah.
With 17,000 people who bought mega overpriced tickets for this, for them to deliver. Could you imagine back in like the 90s, the late 90s, when Tyson got out of jail and he had that first fight back with Hurricane Peter McNeely, and you plunked down $80 or $90 for that pay-per-view, and the Tyson match was the first match on the show? Stop it. They make you sit through all that other stuff to get to the main event. So it would be totally counterproductive to have Cena go on first, because most of the people in the crowd would probably turn on those matches if they're not familiar with the NXT talent, and people might leave. People are there for Cena, so you got to make them wait for it. And yeah, it doesn't make. Yeah, I really hope they're wrong too. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever for that. Now it's different when it's like WrestleMania and you've got multiple world titles, and the first match and the last match are both main events. But there's only 4 matches, and there's only one man's face behind you on that banner. So that is the word main event is literally right next to his face on that screen behind you. Like, yeah, I don't see it.
And if it did it otherwise, you already know the WWE universe would crash out immediately.
Scorched earth. Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, Hell in a Cell stuff.
Yeah, you are not lying. So let's go ahead and let's get into this. Let's get this ticker up, and let's get started. We're going to start because John Cena is in fact the main event here. So we're going to start with the ladies, pretty lady, Raven Laven, which I can appreciate. Oh my gosh, I gotta love it. All right, so we're going to start with the ladies here. We got Bayley, the hugger, going against the one and only Soul Ruca, and that Soul Snatcher is a monster, y'all. My question is, can Bayley withstand the Soul Snatcher? We are. Go ahead. I was going to start with Steven. Did you want to?
No. I'm just. I guess I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna. Oh, that's okay. I'll wait till it comes to my turn.
Okay.
I was just thinking in general. Go ahead.
Honorable mention right out of the gate, sir. You have the floor.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I'm just going to leave a comment in the chat. I have created, if those of you who joined us on Survivor Series predictions, I've made a new prediction for a competition for Saturday night's main event. So feel free to dive into that at any point in between now and Saturday night, and leave your predictions for that as well. We'll have a great time, have a lot of fun there. Sorry that the link isn't prettier. I'm not that well versed and stuff. All right, so yeah, Bayley versus Sol Ruca. I love that they paired Sol with Bayley. She is kind of the new Natalia to me. Not Natty, but the new Natalia. Like, she's the vet that can bring a good match out of anybody. Not that Sol needs a ton of help. They did reveal on they did reveal on NXT this week that Zarya will be in Sol Ruca's corner. They've had some version of a lovers spat the past few weeks, but they seem to be on good terms now. I'm very curious if that comes into play. We'll see what happens. And by the way, everybody who's trying to access the forum, I'm sorry that I must not have made it publicly shareable. I'm sharing it as the requests come in. Anyways, but this is an exhibition, and with all the love and respect in my heart for as good as she is and as good as she's been, Bayley ain't got it on TV lately. I think this one is Sol all the way, unless Zarya, I mean, including Zarya in her corner just this week, gives me a little bit of pause. But I think Bayley might have the most John Cena-ish attitude out of everybody who's competing from the main roster side, of like, I'm gonna make someone in this match, in my match, you know. And she's not a champion. She's the only one on the undercard from the main roster who's not a champion, active currently. And so I think Bayley's taken a Soul Snatcher, and I think Sol's got this one. So put me down for Sol Ruca as I defend my Coalition Cup predictions.
So basically, you said you're gonna hit that pause. You don't want to hit that pause. The back of your teeth click.
Your soul was messed up. Yes, indeed.
B, you have the floor.
You know, it's really hard for me because 3 of these matches are NXT versus main roster. And you know how I feel about people from the main roster losing to NXT. That, you know, if you've graduated and you're on the main roster and you're supposed to, I just don't. Okay. I'm going to stick with Bayley. I just can't do it. I cannot. I can't justify Bayley getting L after L after L. From the time she came back injured, I thought she was going to get something. She had a faction, and she's been supported everybody else. But then when it came time for her to have a belt, it wasn't like anybody cared. It was boring. Then it's like, okay, we need to redo her again. They redo her again. And it's so inconsistent. I don't even know exactly what's going on. And I feel like if you just have her lose to Sol, who don't even go here yet, you're just confirming that, like, I don't know what she is, but you just have her as a jobber now. And I don't want Bayley to be a jobber yet. So even though I'm not sure, I feel like I'm going to go with Bayley. And I think it will be because of an interference. And they will probably finally maybe they want to bring Sol up and they don't want to bring Zarya up or something. You know, it could be something like that. But so Bayley.
Okay, I got that. But I'm talking to you, Steven. You're a paper champion. I'm coming for that title. Sucker. Okay.
Don't get all Braun Breaker on me, man.
Hey, woman.
Braun Breaker going clever line. Another talk for another time, though. But man,
you are not kidding. You are not kidding.
Also, actually, just real quick, low key, one of my favorite things on Raw right now is watching Logan Paul react to Braun Breaker's promo.
Oh my god!
I never thought that's the most likable Logan Paul has ever been to me. Is just watching his eyes every time Braun Breaker says something unhinged. He's like, does Hunter know he was going to say that? Like, he looks like he's legit getting shook for a second.
I appreciate it.
No, it is. Yeah. It is funny. We noticed that too. We were like, oh my gosh, it was funny. I mean, actually, Bronson was reacting too, but it was very funny. I feel like, I know everybody says what they had. Everyone's just going to hate Logan forever, but I really, really feel like he's doing so well, and
He's a
this interaction is really making me feel like that much more that this is a
Logan
great.
Paul has found his calling. He's a good
Mhm.
pro wrestler, like
He's a
in
good
the
pro
sense
wrestler
of the word. He is a good
in
pro
every
wrestler.
sense, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he
And
he
he's
just
getting
is.
into it, and he loves it, and a lot of people are like, "Well, he didn't get into it till now." A lot of people don't find something till they find it, but now that
Yeah.
he's found it, he
Hey, look,
loves it.
Diamond Dallas Page didn't get into it till he was 65 years old. Let's just keep it
Hey,
real.
What?
he
Okay.
found Logan Paul found pro wrestling before DDP or Batista did,
Mm.
comparative to their ages.
The
Facts.
I mean,
difference is just social media. If you came from
yes.
social media, you automatically don't get respected, as
Mhm.
Miz could tell you.
That's
Yep.
true. That's true. And I'm actually, I have a quick question. You mentioned Raw, and I'm going to see what the people have to say. I'm going to give my predictions, but real quick, because I don't want to get deviate a little bit. But we saw on Raw that the Usos are now going to be back as a tag team. I was wondering, I was just saying to myself, are they going to come out separately with their own theme music, or are they going to go back to being fully Usos coming out together with an Usos theme song? Any thought on that?
Ain't not changing Jay's music. Are you crazy?
I'm just saying.
They're not taking that away from the crowd.
But you're a tag team now.
Jimmy came out with him, yeeting with him. That's my 2 cents.
Do you
I
feel that
think they're
way,
just going
Stephen?
to change it. I think they're just going to change it to is just we Oos instead of just me Oos. Because Jimmy be siphoning off that yeet pop right now. Like he comes out with Jay's music, then it's a they thing, not a Jay thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so no, I think I moving. I don't mean this in any kind of derogatory connotation. They put the gas behind Jay. We tried it. We saw what happened, and I think Jay's back in his bag now. And I mean, him and Jimmy work at their best together. I think they are good separate, but they're at their greatest together.
That's fair.
Mhm.
That's fair.
That's 2 cents on
All
that.
right.
And the tag division can use.
I'm going to agree with what George Lewis said. But he's going with Bayley. Sophie's going with Bayley. Last name is going with Bayley. I'm also going to agree with what last name, middle name is saying. JR's got Bayley. Rickety has got Bayley's soul will be snatched. Dang. Actually, I know that actually will happen. I do want to see it. Oh, but this also begs the question: can we now also assume, since Zarya is going to be in Soul's corner, will Lyra Valkyria be in Bayley's corner?
Oh gosh,
That's a tag.
of course.
That's a tag match. They need to come to NXT next week and do a tag match.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I'm not mad at that, but that would not happen if we get a Zarya turn, because it wouldn't make any sense. So
That's
I understand
true.
they've been having this lovers quarrel, whatever you want to call it. They kissed and made up. We've seen this before in the WWE, and I don't trust it. Okay, the reality is, what was that?
I was just going to make a quick fantasy booking suggestion. Have Soul win on Saturday, do the tag match next Tuesday, have them lose on Tuesday, and Zarya turns heel after that match. As I wear my barbershop window t-shirt in honor of HBK from NXT and Zarya maybe turning heel.
Well, I'm gonna say this much.
Have my cake and eat it too.
Yeah, Sophie Dopey, my reaction to the Usos going back to a tag team, I was none too pleased. I'm gonna say Bayley with a Zarya heel turn on Sol Ruca. I think initially there'll be some playing nice, sort of like what Nikki Bella did with Stephanie Vaquer, and then boom, bad news, Barrett.
That's crazy. He's going to get up from comment. Why?
Bad news, Bella.
Why would he do that? Bad news,
Barrett. Yeah, I think what's going to end up happening here is, and the reason why I'm saying this is, I think we're not the only ones that, looking at the poll results here, it's in single digits. I mean, it's awful. It's awful. And I think we're not the only ones here that are sensing this. And I feel that way also with the tag team match, which apparently is not a championship match, so that's fine. But I think that they need some bite other than the whole Cena retirement tour. I know it's an exhibition bout, but I think if any match here needs a little oomph, it is the women's match, and I think they can get it with the Soul Ruca turn, just a spear out of nowhere, just spear soul. You talk about soul snatching, snatch her soul up out of her body with the spear. Because I still personally feel that Zarya feels a type of way about what Soul had said in regards to, I don't want her to defend this title. I'd rather just give it up. I don't think she ever got over that. Again, K-Fab umbrella here. I don't think she ever got over that. I think she's holding a grudge on that. She was all kinds of bitter. And I think that bitterness is about to come out in the most vicious of ways when Soul least expects it.
And it would be great for it to happen on Saturday Night Live main event, better than on NXT. You can
Give
have more
something
eyes
people
on
to talk
it.
about. So I'm going Bayley with a Zarya heel turn. So Steven, you're locking them in, right?
I'm locking them in.
All right.
We are
beautiful.
locked in, baby.
Locked and loaded.
I wonder, because the show is going to go. This is going to be on Peacock. And NBC, or is it just Peacock?
Just Peacock.
Just Peacock. So they technically could go
less
2 and
ads.
some change, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing 2.5.
2.5.
Maybe 3 if they do some let's just say Cena main events, right? If they do some full on goodbye Cena segment after the match, I think they could go 3, but maybe 2.5.
And they wouldn't cut it in the middle of his speech like they did Goldberg, right?
They don't have network TV obligations this time, so I think they can go once they're done, till they're done.
All right.
That's to say they probably have a show mapped out, but yeah.
That's fair. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the next one. This is going to be the one I think you said you're most interested in seeing. I'm talking about the tag team match. I'm talking about tag team with some bouncy boys. And they don't want none. We got AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, your current World Pizza Hut champions, going against Javon Evans and Leon Slater. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. Since this was your secret match, let's have you go first.
Oh, so I'm going to go with the opposite of what I said on the last one, where I said that I can't go for the main roster. I mean, not go for the main roster. I'm going for Javon. I mean, honestly, they are. I don't know exactly. They are pushing him so hard, but no one's hating it because he's so good. Like, to be as young as he is, that he's the future of this business. Like, imagine as he gets bigger and even more seasoned and doing this longer. I really, and I think that these two, the titles aren't on the line, and these two vets are old enough to just push people too. I mean, I think this is probably AJ Styles' last run before he retires. So, I don't know. I just think that I'm going to go for them.
Okay. So you got that in for the NXT TNA combo. All right, Steven, what say you?
No one out pizzas the champs, man. I think
Pizza the Hut.
Yeah. They are making a really concerted effort. I agree with what Becky's saying about them pushing Javon hard. I think Javon is certainly. It's funny. He actually loses a lot, but he's probably. This isn't going to make any sense. He's like the most protected loser I've seen like in years. Like he just talking about being bouncy. Like he's Teflon. Like he loses so much, but nobody cares. I mean, I'm gonna say nobody cares. Like nobody loses interest in him, right? They get hyped again. Should have seen me on Tuesday when they announced that he was challenging Oba that night. I'm like, are they about to do this thing? Like, is he gonna face Cody? Is he gonna be? What are we gonna do? And the whole crowd there in NXT was already like they'd already forgotten, the last loss that he faced, and he's had like so many random title matches in different places, and he challenged Leon for the Knockouts title. He showed up and challenged it was Sam. It was Sam back when Sammy had the U.S. title. He didn't challenge Dragunov, but Lord help us whenever we see Javon and Dragunov, because that's gonna happen one day. And then now he's got these tags. He challenged Oba on Tuesdays. He's probably somebody in my chat. Somebody in our chat was talking about him challenging for the cruiserweight title and AAA. Like, man's got title shots for days. He just never wins any of them, but he doesn't lose any shine. So, I mean, all of that to say, you've got that on one hand, and on the other hand, AJ and Dragon, like, they are making a concerted effort on Raw to actually showing on TV that they care about this tag division now. So much so that they have brought the Usos back into it now. Like, they did the Judgment Day thing. They did the War Raider thing. They're gonna take on the New Day on Monday. I'm sure they'll take on the Usos. So I think they still want these champions to look good. I think this match is going to be a tag team version of Ilya's Open Challenge. Like, it is going to be the show stealer. Those boys are going to go off. I know that Leon, first of all, Leon has got to be psyched to the gills to get to wrestle AJ Styles. Even if it isn't a tag team match. Dragon Lee has been in his bag. I feel like ever since they started letting him go to AAA, he found something in AAA and brought it back with him, like some, virus or something, like Event Horizon. Like he went through the wormhole to somewhere dark and came back.
Do you
different.
see? Yes.
You can see it in his eyes. You see it in his eye makeup.
Yes.
He came back different. And then AJ, like Becky said, like, his retirement tour, if it's not already starting, is getting geared up. And I think Cena woke something up at him at 5 o'clock in the morning in Australia. And he's like, okay, here comes big match AJ for the rest of my career and for what's left of it. So, and Javon is right in the middle of stealing every show he's in. So it almost, I am picking AJ and Dragon to win, but it almost doesn't matter to me, like, who wins this match. And which sounds like a bad thing to say as a wrestling fan. You should care who's going to win. I think the fans win in this match. Like, it is going to steal the show, and they are going to try. I wouldn't even be surprised if backstage AJ bumps into Cena. He's like, by the way, I'm going to steal your spotlight tonight. I'm going to steal it so freaking hard. Whatever, in his little Georgia accent, just messing with Cena. Be like, try to follow us. Like, watch them start the show. Maybe that's why Cena wanted to go first, so he wouldn't have to follow AJ. But nevertheless, I think they're going to go all out, and I think it's going to be a great match. I can't abide by every. I don't think every NXT talent will win their match. But I think this is the safest main roster pick out of all of them, which says a lot considering the world champion is in the other match. But still, but I think AJ and Dragon have the best shot. But I'm really looking forward to this match too. I think it's going to be so much fun.
All right, let's see what the people got to say here. George Lewis says the tag champs. Sophie Dophie's got the tag champs. Johnny Lee 45, what's up, buddy? Your boys are bouncy, and I agree with you, Chris. Wrestling Views. I initially was shocked at the appearance of those belts. They were just super round and super just cheese and pepperoni looking. I can't say it any other way. They look like cheese and pepperoni pizzas.
Personal pans.
Personal pan pizzas. They just look ridiculous. But I didn't think they looked like I thought they looked better than the previous ones, the one that looked like nickels. One of the Usos were carrying around. First they had them gold, then they made them nickels. Those were just garbage, lazy designs that went on way too long. But I agree. Last name, middle name has got the Phenomenal Dragon by DQ. Let's see. JR's got AJ and Dragon, Sophie Dophie. Okay. So it looks like for the most part, we are going with the tag champs, and I'm going to have to agree. I think it is going to be the Savage Dragon, Ricky the Steamboat Dragon match of WrestleMania 3. And like you had said, I think they are going to steal the show in regards to having a banger match, because these gentlemen know how to get it done in that ring like nobody's business. So we're going to be entertained. Like you said, the fans win no matter what. We're going to get this is awesome chance. But at the end of the day, Javon and Leon are not in the position right now to defend those titles on the main roster. What?
I was looking at his toys that he just put up.
Oh, where?
I just put Steamboat and Savage up on the screen here real quick. Just
yeah. There you go.
In spirit, for show stealers, baby.
Get some ped
Right.
and some pen.
It's okay to cry,
brother. Real men can do it. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good match. But the current tag team champs, they have to defend these titles on Monday Night Raw. It's got competition coming down the pike here, and it ain't going to be Javon and Leon at this time. It just doesn't make sense to me in the grand scheme of things. It's something that I think could happen later on down the line, and I would love to see it. Just like when you have titles from TNA go to NXT or NXT go to TNA, I would love to see this happen because it's odd. You've got an NXT and a TNA person. This is oil and water. This is plaid and stripe. The two don't go together. Evil can't be good. I say it all the time. Sorry, I've been on that scene for the whole week. Don't even ask me why. Vampire in Brooklyn, if anybody asks. So yeah, let's go with the current tag team champs to retain. All right, here we go. This is going to be the one that I am most looking forward to secretly. And again, the poll was secretly looking forward to. You don't want to actually say, like you outwardly say, I'm voting for this person, but secretly, that's how it is. So if you all don't mind, I would like to take the floor on this one.
Take the flow.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this matchup. I think Cody Rhodes finally is getting some competition. Okay, Femi is in his bag. He took a little time off. Okay, he might have gone to the Island Relevancy. I don't know. Just hey, let me get some Mai Tais. And then he came back and he's like, thanks, Ricky. Let me just get that belt off here. Yeah. All right. And he's walked on out the door. He went into Ricky's house. Okay. Stomped on his dog, took his woman as if he were Braun Breaker, burned the house down, snatched the chain.
I can't believe Braun Breaker said that.
Ricky couldn't do a damn thing about it. Yeah, he sure did. He said, how about just take your woman?
Ricky cried in the car.
He sure did, man. Now, I know why Ricky did what he did, but the reality is, okay, Ricky had one good night, but Femi has had many good nights. And also keep in mind, Ricky Saints could not get up over Tony D. Just couldn't happen. Okay? So I think this is going to be a good match. Oba has proven himself worthy of this match. He deserves this match. It's a shame it's not a title for title match, which wouldn't make any sense. Ultimately, like you said, this is an exhibition night, and it's really all about John Cena. I'm just wondering how long these matches are going to go, and like you said, ultimately, are things going to go smoothly and to give Cena and Gunther enough time, but then also allow whatever they're going to do post match. But in this case, as much as it should be Femi, I'm going Cody Rhodes. I think this is, and I think it sucks. We've got these young talents coming up here on the main roster on Saturday night's main event. This is a big deal. And I know they're all just thrilled to be there and they would love to get a win, but I don't think that's what it's about for Saturday night's main event in this instance. There's too much other focus going on here, and this is not your typical Saturday night's main event. So that's the reason why I'm going with Cody Rhodes. Steven, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
It's hard for me to not think of things in a wider context. So that's why I've had a big problem trying to figure out like who I want to win versus who I like think will win, for this specific event. This exhibition thing is really messing with my head. Because we've all been around, even if Hunter wasn't the one in charge on the main roster, back when Hunter was in charge in NXT, we saw what happened with Finn Balor, with Nakamura, with Samoa Joe, with Bobby Roode, with Andrade. with all these, with Gargano and Ciampa, with all these ace NXT world champions who were brought up to the main roster. And not that they were all failures, but I don't think, at least at Aleister Black, none of the ones I have mentioned have reached the level of cachet on the main roster that they did in NXT. I'm not saying that's never existed. I'm just saying there was a long run. Sure, Nakamura won a Royal Rumble, but like, what happened? He never won a title. I mean, Braun Breaker is probably, I mean, unless you're counting the Shield way back in the day before NXT Black and Gold became what it was, Braun Breaker might be the closest to capturing the true, and Gunther, if you want to count Gunther, even though he was more UK, you know.
Okay, yeah. I think Rhea Ripley too.
Oh yeah. I'm not. They've done far better by the women than they have by the men.
Oh yeah, just the men.
I mean, the horsewomen, almost all the women have been gold, comparatively speaking, but the men have had a hard go of it, and so there's a lot of tension for people. When I say people, I mean me, who want them to do right by Oba Femi, by Javon Evans, by Trick Williams, by these guys when they come up, because we're waiting. I'm waiting patiently with what they're doing with Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight too. Like they are doing something with both of them. They're just not, they don't have the rocket strapped to them. And I can be patient if I can see they're continually getting something on TV. But Oba is in my heart of hearts, is an exception to the rule of bring a guy in, reestablish him, build him up, let him, whatever. He can struggle his way to the top. No, Oba Femi needs to be a force to be reckoned with. This is a man who's, other than that title drop to Ricky Saints, had only ever lost a title to one man, to Tony D'Angelo, who had just come back. So I don't know why they dropped to Ricky in the first place. We had been like, our NXT crew on Tuesday nights on Marked by Wrestling had been saying for months, Oba's reign it's not getting stale, but he's running out of opponents. And we're like, where's Tony? Tony would be the perfect challenger, because all he has to do is walk down that aisle, say, I'm the only man who's ever taken gold from you. Step up. And you have a feud. And now he's doing it now that we're ready for Oba to come. I don't know what's happening there. But anyway, my tangent is off. So like, I don't love that they're putting him in with Cody right off the bat, because you can't embarrass your world champion either. Because Cody, who I like and will defend, and think people have been a little reactionary about calling him mid and his title reign mediocre and stuff like that. I've been a Cody defender. But if Oba is Oba in that match, it's only going to give more ammunition to those people who say Cody's a weak champion. And Cody can't kill Oba either. So, like, I feel like they booked themselves into a corner with this match, and I don't love that. I love the idea of Cody versus Oba one day, but doing it as his first match really makes me uncomfortable. So here's what I think. I'm picking Cody for this match, but I think he's going to win by DQ, because I think Drew McIntyre is going to ruin the match.
Oh gosh.
And I think Oba will have a Drago-like sequence of putting the boots to go. Take me back to 2018, 2019. I can't remember the year when Keith Lee beat the brakes off of Roman Reigns, but didn't win the Survivor Series match.
Yes.
Keith Lee, another guy who was done wrong on the main roster, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But Oba, I think will have what we would call a visual victory, I think, over Cody, to show that he wasn't no punk with Cody. And what I would love is if, Cody wins via DQ, maybe they even shake hands after the match, whatever. But Oba shows back up in the Royal Rumble and eliminates Drew McIntyre.
Woo!
And we get Oba versus Drew for his first WrestleMania match.
Wow, that would be awesome.
I always end up fantasy booking when I'm picking a match, but but whatever. I think Cody wins. I'm picking Cody to win because he's your world champion, and as much as I feel like Oba needs to be dominant, I hope they'll find a way to make him dominant without making him actually beat the champion clean. So that's how I think it's going to happen. That's what I would do, anyways. We'll see.
I love it. I love it. B, what say you?
Oh, I agree, Cody. They can't bury Cody. Cody's the champion, but it will be a good match because Oba can't not look strong. Oba Femi. But I do want to change my prediction on the tag team match. I was thinking about what you guys said. Because I want the other team to win, but you're right, they're not going to do it because they are the champs and they do fight the next night. And so it would look stupid for them to lose to the junior high, I guess. So switch me to,
Tag
I guess
champs?
I have all main roster people, no NXT.
All right.
Well, to be fair too, I just don't think Triple H is humble enough to let a TNA talent beat his world tag team champions.
No. Oh, he did. Yeah, no, that was just,
Sean would be. I think Sean
Yeah.
would be, but old
but
man.
no, NXT's been embarrassing them too. I mean, at the end of the day, they keep taking everyone's titles and holding on to them. They're not about to let an NXT title go over there.
They might as well give them the titles because they're going to steal their talent. Leon's going to show
right,
up
right.
on Raw or SmackDown in a year or so.
Exactly.
Yeah, I actually was hoping that Shawn Michaels would be co-producing Saturday Night's Main Event. Then these outcomes might be a little different, but we all know that's not going to happen. The people say Cody Rhodes. We got Sophie, Cody, last name, middle name, Cody with Dark State or D'Angelo costing Oba Femi. That'd be crazy. Wouldn't mind seeing that. I don't know if that will go down like that. I voted for this match. So says J.R. Dugan. I feel WWE might swerve us. Okay. Drew will interrupt, give Oba the win. And let's see. And thank you again, Aaron Drew, for your well wishes. I really, really appreciate that.
Hey, Aaron.
Let's see here. I'm glad Cody said WWE needs to stop focusing on their veteran wrestlers, focus more on the future stars. Chris, Wrestling Views. I don't know where Carmelo Hayes came into this. Pete Dunn. What up, Celeste? Good to see you. Oba Femi shit. Okay, so I'm basically seeing mainly Oba Femi and Bearcat. We don't mention that name, Sophie Dophie. We don't mention that name. Yeah, we don't mention the name. All right, folks. That is it. We're coming to the final match of not only the night, the final match of one man's career. A 20-plus year career of ups and downs and all arounds. He was a doctor of thugonomics. He was a man who, quite frankly, was almost fired, and who we have now known as the greatest of all time actually almost never was. If you can make that make sense in your head, but that's kind of where professional wrestling was. He knew that his time was, in fact, over until it wasn't. And he really was able to make it go full face from what was he called? The prototype? Is that what he was originally? The prototype to being a very stiff kind of he had the look and whatever. Then you had Batista was the
Leviathan.
I was about to say Prometheus. Leviathan. These guys back then, they looked and wrestled and did whatever they did. And, you had a Roman Reigns. You should slap yourself. I mean, everybody.
This is the worst catchphrase of the whole time.
I mean, that was a thing. That was a thing.
It was true.
It's about to be a thing again. We're going to bring that back.
That was a thing. We are. So here we go. This is it, man. We came all the way around, and now here we are. The man's final match. John Cena was been named the greatest of all time, the most requested Make-A-Wish WWE superstar in history. That is a fact.
Wow, that's crazy. He beat out The Rock?
That is a fact.
Wow.
He did. Going against the Ring General Gunther. Now, this was a interesting situation because Gunther was out. for a little bit, little injury, whatever was going on with him. Comes back. They don't even make it a surprise. They just said he's back. He's in the tournament. And at that point, we were all just kind of fantasy booking, but I think deep down inside, we always knew this is what it was going to boil down to. I saw online, Steven, I'm sure you did too. A lot of people were having some kind of field day with this, saying why Gunther, anybody but Gunther, should have been LA Knight, should have been Solo, should have been anybody but this, that Gunther doesn't need this.
He was the only option.
Out of them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I've said this many times before, and then we're gonna get to it, and I'm gonna we'll let the lady go first.
Is he the only option? Where is Damian Priest? Is he out injured?
He's feuding with Aleister Black. They're about to take on.
So there's just nothing.
Terra Twins coming back this week.
Terra Twins are coming back. They're coming in hot. But I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And we're going to talk about this. We're just going to let Becky go because I'm just going to say this. We're going to talk about, Steven and I are going to talk about on his channel, the Cena retirement tour. We're going to go from start to finish. And I'm going to go in, and I'm not letting anything hold me back here.
So it's going to be
Hard
a
to paint.
show.
A 3-hour show.
It's going to be 36 days long.
Right?
Whatever it
36
takes.
episodes.
But
Yeah.
B, what say thee?
Gunther, they're not going to let him win on his way out. And even if they would have let him win on his way out, John Cena doesn't want to win on his way out. He laid down to Brock Lesnar in a stupid way that totally pissed me off. There's no way he's about to not put Gunther over. He's just not. It's just Gunther.
Steven, do you agree?
Man, I don't know. I don't know who's going to win this match. I've gone back and forth so much. There are, I can see two scenarios playing out, you know. There's the old school, brother. There is the old school philosophy of send the crowd home happy, you know. And if this is going to be Cena's last ride, they want, I mean, DC will want to see Cena go over, you know? And that's a possibility. I could even see Hunter, maybe not Hunter, if I'm being honest. But I could see people around that Unreal writers table being like, it's Cena, man. It's his last match. It's not a retirement match like Flair, where he has to lose to be retired. We could send him out on a high, cementing that he's the greatest of all time, whatever. And he could win. What I am puzzled by, and Becky hit on this, how much is it The Office? How much of it is Cena? How much is it, hey, John, how do you want to go out? Because there's a difference between we're going to pay respect to Cena by letting him win his last match, or we're going to pay respect to Cena by letting him dictate the finish of the match. And so either way, I think they're going to do right by John. And everything, although John is an incredible kayfaber, I'll say that. I've been watching a lot of Cena interviews. He's very well produced. He has been for years. He is a company man to the core, which is why he's going to be an amazing ambassador for them for years to come. He knows how to say the right things, and while still feeling like he's giving you a window into how things really work, you know. And everything I can parse out and dictate. I'm stalling to not make my pick.
That's fair. That's fair.
Everything I see about Cena is, I think in his heart of hearts, he might be, him and AJ Styles maybe, might be two of the last old school guys. who are left active on the roster. At least men. I mean, there's probably some old school ladies there too. I'm not giving credit to right now, but and I just think in his heart of hearts, John probably wants to put Gunther over. He did an interview with Chris Van Vliet this week, and props to Chris Van Vliet, man. He asked a lot of the questions we've been talking about all year about Rock and Travis Scott, about the Brock match. And he put, and listen, man, he was honest about the Brock thing. He was like, that was Brock's first match back. Like, what are we going to do with that? You know? And I mean, he didn't really like complain about the booking of it other than because Van Vliet was like, you know, that match was only like 8 minutes. And he's like, well, it felt a lot longer than 8 minutes being in there with Brock. Let me tell you. And I'm like, yeah, you know, and so, you know, and I think about it from John's perspective, right? Like, and he said a whole lot of, yeah, I don't know. He just said a whole lot of enlightening things. And that really makes me wonder. It goes back to Brock breaking the streak at WrestleMania 30, which I know is still a sore subject for a lot of people. And a lot of people still to this day say Brock didn't need that either. Nope. But and the people who feel that way, present company included, may have a point, but they did do something with it. Like that Brock is the one who steamrolled Cena that first time, because it was that SummerSlam, that very next SummerSlam, where he hit him with like 13 German suplexes and just ravaged John Cena on the way. And that was the guy who was finally, I think, conquered by Roman, or was that, I'm trying to remember exactly who unseated him, but that Brock really, even though he might've traded titles with Roman and stuff, didn't really get conquered until Drew McIntyre, in my opinion. So like, you have made something there. And when I said Gunther was the only option, I know he wasn't actually the only option, but I think he was the best option for Cena's last match to be against one more Goliath. Like, it's a match that he's never had. It's an opponent he's never faced, so we get a new matchup for him. And it's someone who could legitimately destroy him, kayfabe wise. So I think John will want to do a favor. He has said repeatedly in interviews, I want to leave the wrestling business better than when I found it, which is such a wonderful sentiment, by the way, that you don't hear from a lot of wrestlers ever in interviews, even though there's probably a lot of wrestlers who do feel that way. Not a lot of them say it, but like, I really appreciate that sentiment from John. And I think the way you do that is by making Gunther into a bigger monster than he already is. So I think Gunther wins, but I don't think Cena gives up. I think he does I think they do the Bret Hart, Steve Austin WrestleMania 13, and he passes out and he doesn't give up. Because what Gunther wanted to do, because what Gunther wants to do is to make him quit.
Yeah.
And like, God bless him, he only got 1 week to cut a promo, which really grinds my gears. But his MO is, I'm going to make John Cena quit. So he might win the match, but he will fail his objective. Gotcha. And I think that might earn respect, because Gunther only once, it was with a match at Randy Orton. And I just happened to see this clip online today. I can't remember what pay-per-view it was, if it was Night of Champions or King of the Ring or when it was, but Gunther actually, I think he beat Randy, but he stopped to shake his hand after the match because the mat is still sacred to Gunther. So I think Gunther will be a sportsman at the end of the night. And that might serve as the bridge from Gunther leaving the ring to Cena getting his flowers and however they want to end the show. But I'm hesitatingly picking Gunther because I think that will create Gunther into something big. That Gunther, well, in January, Braun Breaker could be world champion. But that Gunther could move over to SmackDown and take the belt off Cody. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if they're going to do this for Gunther, they better do something more for Gunther. So get ready for another long title reign from Gunther eventually, I think. I don't know what the belt's going to be, but it ain't going to be the speed title. So just get ready.
Maybe it should.
Man,
should.
3 minute match, 3 minutes of hell with Gunther. I don't know, man. That could be. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I got Gunther. All right. So take us home.
All right. All right. The people here, John Cena, thanks Stephanie. So you're right about that. Sophie Dophie, without her, he would have been released in 02. Think about that.
Which is another reason I think he's right about the Hall of Fame. I think they're going to enter the Hall of Fame together in the same year because of that.
I think that'd be awesome,
Mhm.
actually.
Actually, that would be that's a cool dovetail there. I didn't think about that.
So Sophie Dophie's got Cena. Chris Wrestling Views has got Cena. JR's got Cena. Will be wild if Gunther goes face, but just away. I don't know if that's going to happen. Chris Wrestling Views. Cena by submission. Huh. You want Baron Corbin to end Cena? Yeah, that'd be something. The Rock shows up.
You know, I already know who you want to win and who you think should win. But who do you think is going to win?
I'll try to be as succinct as possible. I see a lot of Cena wins here. And the thing is, I honestly don't know. I really don't know. This could go many, many different ways. But like you had said earlier, Steven, I think this goes into the long run, the looking down the line as to what are we talking about here? What is the end game, if you will, the Avengers end game, which our youngest was watching the other day, and it just reminded me of why I can't watch that film anymore. PTSD from that movie. Not going into
Professor Holt trauma syndrome. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just okay. Don't get me started. Ultimately, this makes me go. This for whatever reason, this was having me go back to Bret Hart and the Montreal Screwjob. He had a conversation with the higher ups, with McMahon, and he said, "Listen, I'm willing to play ball with you guys, but this is the way that I want to go out." And it didn't go that way. And Bret Hart is a very particular type of person, a very particular type of wrestler. John Cena is a very interesting and complicated, like I said with my mom is a beautifully complicated woman. John Cena is a very interesting and complicated man. I know that he's very poised and he presents himself a certain way. What I've seen behind the scenes stuff when he's just out and about, people are just capturing him out in the wild. To me, he doesn't come off as very nice. He's not somebody who I would feel like I could approach and say, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?"
Out in the wild.
Out in the wild. There he is. There's the John Cena out in the wild. Don't approach him, folks. He's dangerous.
Wow.
No one understands him, but it's women.
Gosh, you can't see him anymore. Oh, dang. I was just so cold at Becky Lynch. So I look at this match and again, I'm saying to myself, what are we doing here? They're going to let John Cena actually get this win, unlike what they typically do for somebody who's going on their way out. Traditionally, that just doesn't happen. Person who's on their way out just loses. I've always wanted that to kind of stop. And not just be the thing every single time. But like you said, there's a bigger thing at hand here for the man to defeat the greatest of all time in his final match. That is just an accolade that no one will ever be able to take away from him. And he will take that with him. He doesn't need that chip on his shoulder. That's just going to make his head that much bigger and it won't be able to fit through gorilla position. And I think that's what ultimately is going to happen. Either one of these guys could take the loss and move on with their life. But at the end of the day, what I think is going to happen is, like you had said, Gunther is going to win. If John Cena actually does the thing that he said he wouldn't do all these years and give up and tap, I'm telling you right now, there will be nothing in comparison to my crash out. What you saw when Jey Uso lost, nothing. I will flip this desk over. I will walk off of this set and I will not return for the rest of the show. I promise you. If John Cena taps out,
you're gonna look at the camera and go,
I'm
get up and walk out. Run it back.
I'm out. But if that does not happen, if it looks like he's going to, and I think he might even do the tease. But if we get that that show of respect. If we get this, because this being his last match, Gunther being who he is, but I think we're going in the immortal Hulk Hogan phase. You had Hogan and you had Ultimate Warrior do their thing, champion versus champion. It went the way that it went. Hogan grabbed the belt, handed it to him. They hugged it out. Warrior lifted his hand up. The immortal Hulk Hogan. You know, it was a really big deal.
Right.
Back then. It meant something. And I think this is going to mean something for Gunther to, in Gunther's way, give John Cena that show of respect that you took me to task. The better man won, but I still respect you, because I don't recall seeing Gunther in that retrospective, correct?
No.
This, I think, would be him doing his, his Cena, like his Cena sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This would be his Cena sign at the end of the match. And then they'll do whatever they do. Triple H comes out, the locker room comes out, whatever they do. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm not happy about it, because I feel like John Cena should just win on his way out. But Gunther's going to get the dub.
Okay.
Gunther's going to get the dub. Locked in.
All right. Well,
what up, Fareed? Locked in.
To recap all of our picks, there's only one. We only have one scenario. The predictions among the coalition boils down to Bayley and Sol Ruca. If Bayley wins, you guys collectively will tie to be the new prediction champion. And if Sol Ruca wins,
Okay.
I will retain. We have all the same picks for every other match. So that's the
All
only
right.
match where we deviate. We all have Gunther, we all have Cody, and we all have the tag champions. So we differentiated on Bayley and Sol. So that's what we got.
But no matter what, and to answer your question, Dro, I would love for The Rock to come out as a special surprise. I would absolutely love it. I think that would be extremely fitting, considering how the last, I guess we're going on almost 2 years, have gone. That there was one man that was able to do what has never been able to be done before, and that was turn John Cena to a heel. The one man that did it with one movement, one fell swoop, was The Rock. And then he just disappeared as if he had a Thanos snap, never to be seen again. I think it would be very fitting for The Rock to come back.
If this had been the Attitude Era, can I just say I would love it if The Rock would come out at the end and he comes to give, Cena a hug, and then Cena looks in the camera and makes the face again and kicks a rock in the people's jewels.
Oh gosh.
Just one more time.
Awesome.
I would fall on the floor laughing if that happened. Just one more, like, thanks for nothing.
Writing
Dwayne.
that? What? Because he said it. People that I thought were in my corner turned their back on me. Why not?
Totally. They totally confirmed. Cena totally confirmed, but didn't confirm that the whole, I wouldn't say the whole heel turn, but like Rock and Travis Scott basically being there was all to pop a viral moment. Like,
right.
Yeah,
We know
it's
that.
just, yeah. So,
but we'll get into
that next week.
Weeds of this. Yeah, we'll discuss his whole retirement tour. I have no idea who's going to show up, what's going to happen in any way, shape, or form. I just feel like no matter what in these matches, and I've said this many times, when you have matches that it's pretty safe to say, I'm gonna do your Tyler Perry, what's going on? Hallelujah. It's pretty safe to say who the winner is going to be. The best that I can hope for is a banger match. And during that match, we are questioning our predictions. Like, oh my gosh, it's so back and forth. I don't know. Is it? You're on the edge of your seats. If every single match, and it's only 4 matches on the card, so you've got, there's always a match that's got to kind of bring people down. But with only 4 matches on the card, there's no reason that these matches just can't be, as Sheamus would say, banger after banger after banger after banger. just give the people their money's worth. Like you said, these are some expensive seats. It's the last PLE of the year. It's literally the biggest Saturday night's main event in its history.
Yeah.
Just have a banger show.
They can totally afford to have their like come down moments in between matches with like video packages and stuff like that, commemorating Cena's history and stuff. You can settle down the crowd enough to without having to without having to have a match suffer. Like you can do that, bring the crowd back up with a match, bring them back down with some backstage stuff, bring them back up with a match again. Like, yeah. I think it's going to be a good show.
I agree. Let me see. Shamanaga, you had a question. Let me see. You feel like if they waited for Gunther old theme and him so many wrestlers, it would be hard to see John's last match. Do you feel like if they waited for Gunther's old theme and him submitting wrestlers, it would be hard to see John's last match?
I don't understand the question.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you're saying, but if I can project, I think you mean like, would it be harder to see him as Cena's final opponent if he hadn't had that slight tweak of repackaging when he came back? Because he's come out with like the fight robe on now and his theme and stuff. He's definitely like when he came back that first night for the tournament with the old theme and that Rocky style ring robe. I'm like, no pun intended with Dwayne Johnson. I'm like, but this is final boss Gunther. This is skinny Walter right here. Like I'm like, I was like, this is done deal. That's a done deal. He's winning this tournament. Like he's the only one that's got the presentation of a video game boss here. Like that's a man ready for Cena.
That's what I mean. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray for
and I saw this question earlier. I'll mention this real quick, and we're about to get out of here. We got to walk the channel mascots. I love. First of all, I love the theme. I love that theme song.
So much better when you don't hear CEO music behind it. I love that music.
Drives me nuts. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. And I like the fact, like you said, he comes out in his robe immediately. It's a simple tweak, just like with Maxine Dupree. A very simple tweak, and it changes everything. It changes everything about how you perceive a character, and that is why we have collectively said for so long how importante it is for a superstar's music to be a banger. It's gotta hit.
It has
to fit. It has to get the people on their seats. The very first note, who it is, because business is about to pick up, folks. That is critical. And they just were screwing the pooch too many doggone times. Well, to answer your question, I did see the Supergirl trailer. You did not, right? Steven, did you see the Supergirl trailer?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't have really any expectations going into it. I'm a big fan of Blondie.
Sure. Was that the same girl that played Supergirl in Superman?
Yes.
It was. Okay.
Same girl.
I couldn't remember what she, like I saw her face and for whatever reason, I'm like, that doesn't look like the same girl, but it is the same girl. Okay. I wasn't sure if they recast or anything. All right. Yeah, it's interesting to see Supergirl in this way. I will simply say that much. The trailer has piqued my interest. I love Crypto. I've never been a dog person before 2018, 2019.
But you are now.
Crypto has my heart. We'll see where the rest of this goes. We will see. I still pick my GOAT Cena to win. Forget Gunther. So says John Cena GOAT 17. Fair enough.
What a surprise.
Fair enough. All right. That is it for the Saturday night's main event predictions. We are coming in at 90 minutes. Again, my apologies for screwing the pooch on this prediction show. I thought I had it in. I did not. And I had to quickly fix it.
Never mind.
That's what these rehearsals are for. Thank you very much to our fellow coalition member, Marked by Wrestling, Stephen Sandridge, for coming in here.
Yes, thank you,
Stephen,
Steven.
sir.
It's good to see you.
Yes,
Where
sir.
can the people find you?
Find me right here at Marked by Wrestling. I've been a little slacking here at the end of the year, so I'm not as up on some of my other stuff. I haven't done a movie review in a couple of months, but I'm right here at the channel every Tuesday for NXT. I'm going to be jumping on for Saturday night's main event as well. So come say hi when in between matches and in between commercial breaks and all that stuff. And we'll be watching the show together as well. Obviously NXT next week too. Also, A is alluded to it. We'll be recapping the 2025 of John Cena. And also A and I have monthly-ish movie discussions, and we're gonna have a Festivus and airing of grievances on the Star Wars saga before the end of the year.
Airing of grievances. It's a Festus miracle.
I can't wait.
The general grievances, if you will. And it's a little Star Wars pun there.
It's funny.
And
General Kenobi. Yeah.
Hello there. So we'll be so we're gonna do that before the end of the year too. So just a little, appetizer of things to come. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else big before the end of the year. But otherwise January, we'll have New Year's Evil coming up for NXT and all that good stuff. So just stick around. Oh, also I am gonna revisit my 2025 predictions from the beginning of the year where I embarrassingly went 0 for 5. We'll just rip the Band-Aid off there, but we'll talk about that at some point too. And I'll make some predictions for 2026 as well. So, all right. So thanks for the shout out, guys.
That's great. May the Schwartz be with you.
Spaceball suit coming up soon.
Doesn't look Jewish.
Search for more money.
Well, hey, the sequel is on deck. So I've prayed. I've asked the Lord to please allow Mel Brooks to finish this thing. Do not take this man from us before this film is complete. I beg of you.
There's a lot of things going on in the world, but that's okay.
I beg of you.
That's really important.
Or else Pizza the Hut is going to send out for you.
Yeah, you've never lied. And tomorrow night, we're going to be live for Friday night SmackDown's live watch along. And then, like he had said, Saturday night's main event, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping our predictions hit. If nothing else, I'm just hoping for a banger show. I think that's it, man.
Banger after banger after banger.
They've got the potential to do it. I think the WWE's had enough criticism and some knocks from people that they actually do care to hear from, that they are going to do everything they can to ensure that this show is not a stinker.
A stinker.
And I think we're going to get that. So I hope we get a few surprises. I hope this is not just going to be a straight match with every single match and we get nothing. I don't want to see that. They just need to leave us talking at the end of this thing, man. Water cooler talk on Monday is what they need to leave us with. And I think that's what we're going to get. At least I hope so. Thank you so much for joining us for these predictions. We really love and thank and appreciate you all. And we will see you all later. Steven, hang out. We'll chop it up real quick just for a couple of minutes. That is it for us, folks. AB Combos. Wrestling Edition. Oh, there we go. And Marked by Wrestling, Stephen Sandridge. We bid you all.
I do.
God bless you guys.
God bless.
Have a good night.